Okay. What do you know about Chile? Have you heard anything about Chile and maybe from fellow musicians or something?
I know about Santiago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but no, actually, I don't know that much. I know that I have a friend living there.
Mm-hmm.
He's the singer from Dark Funeral.
Okay.
Yeah, he lives in Chile, in Santiago.
Oh, he lives in Chile. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's good.
So he's flying back and forth all the time, when he's on
Mm,
tour.
wow. Okay, so
Yeah,
you've heard some things. Do you like football? Because some
yeah,
some
yeah,
people know us because of some stars. Like I don't know.
yeah. My oldest son, he's like living, breathing football.
Okay.
So he knows everything about the football in Chile.
Ah, good.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
starting with music. According to what I read, Abracadabra was mainly created during the pandemic, and the songs were composed by Zoom. So, how did this particular pandemic state of mind influence the process? Because I felt like we were living in a dystopic movie, and I guess somehow that's
yeah,
the tint
yeah,
a bit. The art.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it was like there was nothing else you can do other than writing riffs and composing songs. So when they had the restrictions that we couldn't meet, uh, we with we said that how can we meet and like rehearse and do a record like we used to do?
Hmm.
We couldn't. So then Vic came up with, why don't we use Zoom?
Hmm.
And we're starting to, yeah, four of us at the same Zoom, and like, oh, listen to this riff, listen to this, and we recorded it at our home studios and send it. And we the guy who wrote the most songs in the band, or Ade, the drummer.
Hmm.
So he put the songs together in his studio, and then he sent it to us. What do you think about this? Oh, Yuki, this is your riff, and oh, yeah. So it's funny because uh, if you want to, you can do it. It's like you find
Yeah.
solutions.
Hmm.
Yeah, because pandemic was awful,
Yeah.
especially for bands. We couldn't tour,
Exactly.
we couldn't do anything, we
Yeah.
couldn't earn money.
Hmm.
So it's good to be back.
Yeah, of course. What about emotionally? Like, when you create a song and you're in this particular mood, like we were all afraid and facing something really new and different, and we've only seen in movies before. Do you think it
Yeah, exactly. It was like science fiction.
exactly?
I don't think we when we write music for Hardcore Superstar, it's like we can't write. We didn't get influenced by the pandemic, if you say so.
Uh huh.
It's
Okay.
I mean, Hardcore Superstar it's a party band. We like to write songs and lyrics that makes people happy. We wrote songs just to get away from that thought.
Hmm.
In some way, the pandemic, if I can say so, it was good for us as a band
Hmm.
in one way, because we've been constantly touring since '98.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So we needed that break. The pandemic
Hmm.
was like this, but for us as a band, it was good because we needed a break, but we never could take a break because
Exactly. I
we
know
loved
what you mean.
play. Yeah,
It
yeah,
forced you to do that.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
that was the only good thing. Yeah.
Talking about 98, what do you remember about the music scene then? Because aside some isolated band, hard rock and sleaze were basically buried musically, by that time. What do you remember
Yeah,
about the scene?
I think we when we started, we there was Backyard Babies.
Mm-hmm.
They were around,
Yeah.
and Helicopters,
Uh-huh.
but they aren't. But Back Your Babies are more like a punk band.
Yeah.
Helicopters are more like rock and roll orientated, and Hardcore Superstar is like more sleaze combining thrash,
Yeah.
more like street metal, more
Mm-hmm.
dirty.
Mm.
So I think we're back in the days we were kind of lonely back in '98.
Mm.
We were kind of alone in that scene, you
Mm.
know. So that's was this guy who came up to me the other day and he said that you know Yoki, you know that Hardcore Superstar is the godfather of the new sleaze era.
Exactly.
Thank yeah, thank you. After us, it came up like Crash Diet came,
Mm.
Crazy Licks, what more?
There's a lot more bands.
Reckless Love,
Santa Cruz.
yeah, Santa Cruz, yeah.
Okay.
And Lizzie's band, Lizzie from Veins of Jana.
Oh, the Cruel
Help.
Intentions.
Yes, good band, really good band. I
Yeah.
love those guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you were kind of lonely, but okay, Scandinavia and Sweden had a particular, I don't know, music scene that was important, in the revival of this hard rock music, the bands that we were talking about. Why do you think Sweden or Scandinavia was the place to bring back this music?
Maybe it's something in the water supplies. I don't know. Maybe it's because bands like Mötley Crüe, Faster Pussycat, Ellie Guns, they were like big here in Sweden.
Okay.
And in some way, we all got influenced by that scene. And but as you say it's like kind of weird that it's so big. It's so many
Mm,
bands from Scandinavia who
yeah,
sounds like the LA scene.
yeah.
I don't know why actually. It's yeah.
Okay, so you have more than 20 years playing together. So, what do you think is the key to keep making music and not killing each other? Because it's a long time.
Yeah. I think it's I think it's we have this rule when we started Hardcore Superstar.
Mm,
We have this rule that we're never gonna fire anyone from the band. Uh, we if you want to leave, okay, fine, leave. But I don't know why we had that rule, but so back in 2008 when Thomas left,
mm,
it was like losing a brother, you know. And I think that's the thing about Hardcore Superstar because we are kind of genuine compared to many other bands who shifting band members like
exactly.
I shifting underwear, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing in Hardcore Superstar is that we're like brothers. They're my brothers.
Mm,
We know each other so good now. They know where when I'm tired, when I'm sad, when I'm angry.
mm,
I don't need to say anything. They see that,
yeah.
and I see that in them. So we're like a family,
Mm,
and we take care of each other. You know. So I think that's the thing to keep a band alive, and we share everything equally. You know.
okay. That's
Yeah.
a very important thing, I think, because if you think of the, I don't know, like bands in the 80s, for example, it was all about
Yeah.
money, so many fights
Yeah.
about money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And the most important thing is that there's no egos in this band.
hmm,
I when I go up on stage, they know I am the rock star. I am the captain
yeah,
in the front of the stage. So they know that. But when we go up the stage, it's like like brothers again, you know?
hmm,
Of course, we're brothers on stage. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like an act you put
it's
on.
like
Yeah.
teamwork in the end.
Yeah. It is.
What was the moment when you thought, okay, I made it, or at least I'm satisfied with what I've done?
I met so many, idols during my career, and the funny thing is that when I meet them, I meet them again. It's like they hi Jockey, how are you doing?
Hmm.
Oh, hi Rob Halford, hi. Big Byford from Saxon.
Yeah.
he emailed me. We played in Newcastle, and he texted me, "Hi, it's Biff. Is it okay if me and my son come to your show in Newcastle?
Oh,
And maybe can you maybe put us on the guest list?"
oh,
Uh,
wow.
okay, okay, Biff, I put you on the guest list. And the same was the thing you said with Ronnie MD.
Mhm.
We met him when we were in the studio recording "Thank You for Letting Us Be Ourselves" album,
Mhm.
and this is 2002
Yeah.
somewhere. And we went to this show where Dio played, and we went backstage. It was me and the guys in the band and Mickey D from
Mhm.
Motorhead,
Yeah.
and it was John Corabi and Ronnie James
Wow.
Dio. And he told me that he heard the band and he liked my voice.
Wow.
So he said that when I'm gone, you have to keep the heritage, my heritage, going because you are a great singer.
Wow.
And then I started to cry
Of course.
because it got so emotional. So I started to cry because I mean this is Ronnie MD we're talking about.
Of
He's
course.
telling me that I'm a good singer.
Yeah.
Check. That's the receipt for that. I
Mm.
mean, it's like then there are a lot of moments, but we were out on tour with Motorhead,
Mhm.
and Lemmy invited me to his tour bus, and we were sitting there. He poured a beer glass with 70% whiskey, 30% Coca-Cola, and I got shit faced, and I
And he was
I,
like,
I said that yeah, 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 because uh yeah, so I was sitting there for 5 hours. They had to carry me out of the bus because I was so drunk. But that, I mean, imagine sitting and listening to records that where Lemmy sings country.
mm.
That's not a lot of people who heard that. And he asked me, "Hey, Chucker, do you think it's good?" I love it. I love it.
Wow, that's a really great story. So cool.
And there's many, many more. I
Yeah.
promise you. It will be in the book.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about it?
Yeah, we have nothing settled yet, but we talked about it. It's hard to get 25 years into a
Yeah.
book.
Hey,
Yeah,
so, contrary to what we were talking about, music sometimes can be, a hard way. Was there a moment when you wanted to leave it all?
I have I wanted to leave this scene
Okay.
many times because it's a shitty business. I mean, it's like record companies, booking agencies and stuff,
Hmm.
uh, who trying to fool you, taking your money and shit. But I mean, when it comes to the when I thought about leaving, all of a sudden I get this angst in my chest.
Hmm.
Okay, so I leave this now, and I'm not going to play music anymore. And then like it hurts in my heart.
Hmm.
So uh, I think it's like I said, I wanted to leave many times, but the love for music, the love for playing live. I hate to be in the studio. I fucking hate it. But my place is on
The
stage.
stage.
There, it's where I'm the king. That I love it. To answer your question, for the love of music. You always find your way back.
Yeah. It traps you.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no way back.
No.
So how do you do it? Like I heard your albums, and now that we were having this interview, I made the exercise of listening them,
Yeah,
like from the first one to the last one, and I think this there is this sense, like you still sound so powerful and youthful, and like still having the energy of your 20s. I mean, the energy with
No,
the music.
yeah, yeah. But
What's the
that's
recipe?
like what we. It's we are a party band, and energy is our key. We want to do music that you want to jump to, or like stage dive. You want to feel like you're, come on, like this. And that's hardcore superstar, because we're, I mean, I turn 50 next year,
Mm.
and I see old class mates. They look like they're 70.
Dude, it happens. Yeah.
Yeah, but I work out. I run like 30 kilometers a week. I
Okay.
do CrossFit to,
Yeah.
keep it up. I don't want to be a boring front man,
Hmm.
and no one else in the band wants to be a boring bass player or guitar player or drummer. We want to deliver energy to the audience,
Hmm.
and when we do that, the audience get give us their energy, and that's thank you so much, because that's what we're out to get, to do that. So you understood it.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I got it.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
humor, I think is an important part, in hardcore superstar, in the lyrics.
yeah.
Do you think rock musicians in general, uh, they take themselves too seriously sometimes? Like, for example, to my view, it happens a lot with metal, no? With the more extreme genres, like, I don't know, black metal or death metal. They take themselves so seriously. Do you think it happens a lot in the rock scene in general?
I think it's a lot of band who become too political.
Mm.
I think that's for us in hardcore superstar. It's like we don't take ourselves serious at all.
Mm-hmm.
We just want to have fun, and we had fun for 25 years. And I don't understand, because like I said, there are so many band who take themselves too serious.
Mm.
And I'm always amazed by when I see like bands like that. I don't want to name drop anyone, but when I see bands like that, yeah, and it's like I just watch them live, and they're standing like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill myself. Everything is
Yeah.
so fucking depressing. Like, and what are you doing? I'm looking at the front man. What are you doing? Come on, stage dive, do something.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I mean, I think that's the same thing as, every person is, unlike the other one. It's like we're not the same, none of us. Yeah.